Hi, I'm Skell. I participated in my first game jam this week. It was a 36-hour game jam, and I have basically no game development experience. I do have a background in software. This was the game that I made. It's called Rambro. I wanted to make a kind of brotato, kind of bullet hell clone, and I created like a bullet meadow. So I have this mute button here, and I have this play button. So I worked on this last night for about I don't know, maybe like 8, 9 hours, 10 hours, and then another 5 hours today. So for right now, basically all that you can do in the game is kill these enemies, collect their coins, and then at the end of the time remaining in the top left corner, you can go to a shop, and then in the shop you can buy power-ups for your bullets. So it's a bullet hell, so I wanted to give bullet power-ups basically. If you die, you get this screen. So we didn't make it to the first shop. That's unfortunate. I wanted to show you that, but that's okay. I wasn't really paying attention anyway. There is a retry button here. I have a bunch of things I wanted to try in Godot, and this is only my second time making a game in Godot. I made one last week just to get an idea of how the engine works, and then this week I decided I wanted to join a game jam and see how far I could go. And basically I just made this little bullet shooter game, and all you have to do is dodge the bullets and then you get power-ups. So I wanted to do a full-on Brotato clone, but I didn't have enough time for that. So for right now, it seems like there's something wrong with my enemies. They are not moving currently, which is a big problem. I think I might need to rebake my navigation map. They are definitely supposed to be moving. Oh, and this guy is spawned on top of terrain, so if he dies up there, there's no way for me to collect his coins. And my bullets that I'm shooting are actually just the head of my player controller. So I can't get those coins either. Those are lost to me forever. I have infinite range, and so do the enemies. I currently have 2 out of my 20 health remaining, and I have 24 gold. There's 10 seconds remaining to get to the shop. So I'll show you what the shop looks like. I made 10 custom power-ups for this game. I made 9 bullets, and then 1 special. And because I couldn't get these, I can't actually buy anything. So those are here forever, and I'll never get them. So basically, whatever, I'm dead. After you win the game, you get this victory screen, and it just says Rambro is victorious. It's just a Rambo pun, right? And then in here, what I wanted to do was I created this audio streamer player 2D, and I wanted to add a clapping sound in here, and I wanted to loop the clapping sound to match the theme of the game jam. The theme of the game jam was 60 seconds. So I wanted it to clap for 60 seconds. Every wave is 60 seconds. I thought that could be easily doable. And in fact, if you look at this new audio stream WAV, it actually has a loop feature, and I actually had a WAV to put in it. Although it doesn't seem like this works in Godot, it certainly doesn't work in the editor. So I did it in code, and this doesn't work either. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever. I have 2 custom enemies. I have this cave troll, and I don't know why I made this, because it's a bullet hell. You're supposed to shoot bullets at me. This guy uses a club. Yeah. And then I have this deer, and the deer uses a shotgun. So kind of all over the place. The deer and the player use the same weapon. So I had an idea going into this game that I wanted to focus on using resources in Godot. So I made a ton of resources. Let me show you how many resources I made. So if you're not familiar with resources, then I'll catch you up on that in a second. Here in this data folder, everything in here is a resource. So I have these weapons, including my troll club. These are the waves. So if I open this .trez file, this resource, you can see on my wave, you can see on my wave that it has a wave count, it has an array of wave enemies, and this enemy is the same enemies that are in here. This resource type is this type right here. So this enemy script over here is this enemy type on this array initializer. So I just loaded in a bunch of clones of my enemies, and then I added a bounty multiplier. So for when you pick up your coins on wave 1, you don't get any bounty multiplier. And then when you get to the shop, I wanted to know what power-ups you were going to get when you got to the shop. I know it's not like Brotato. They have so many different power-ups that you can get and attach to your character, and you certainly can't do that in my game. But one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to create bullet goggles. So these are the goggles. You can buy this in the game. It is the most expensive item in the game. However, the goggles, they do nothing. As you can see, I have a bunch of bullets here. I have a main bullet, and then I have an upgraded bullet that I just call the plus version. Originally, I wanted these bullets to do tons of stuff. All they do is modify your damage and your projectile speed. That's all they do. That's what all of these do. And if you look in the shop, I tell you that you're not going to get anything for it. Or if you buy this one, it says hidden ability. And then if you buy the plus, it says the hidden ability was the friends you made along the way. And, you know, there's a little bit of clowniness, a little bit of trolling in the game. I had a lot of fun making it. I learned so much about resources in Godot. And I loved this data system. I loved being able to just pop any sort of data type onto my class, and I immediately know what that object has access to. And I don't need to manage it in like my player code right here. So like my character is type character, and this is a resource I created, and then I created basically I inherited that, and I created my main character Rambro. And the resources he has is, you know, he has his weapon, and then every bullet is a resource as well. So that's how I'm powering the power-up system, is I'm using resources. So it's really interesting for me, having never done this before. It was just looping through, applying a whole bunch of modifiers to my attacks, and I'm doing that based on my inventory, which is a whole nother thing. And I just had so much fun making this game. I learned so much. I'm completely exhausted. Submissions just ended 15 minutes ago, so I still have to wait a day or two to get all of the results.
Okay, so the results for the jam are finished, and I basically finished at the bottom, which is pretty expected for my first game. But I didn't get dead last. There were 40 submissions, so there were at least 9 other games that were worse than mine, which is pretty encouraging if you think about it. Um, I'm not going to continue to work on this game. It's got a lot of issues, and I did learn a lot, but I'm gonna move on to the next jam, and I hope that's good enough. So I will just keep learning.